Welcome back, kids. Got a good one for you today. This is part 2 of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department sign, or plaque. This one, I love doing badges. They've turned into my favorite thing to do. So, real happy with how this one turned out. You're going to get to see this one. Will start up where the last one left off. Covered all the VCarve stuff on the previous video. This one is just going to start right up with the carve and get right to business. So y'all grab 2 bags of popcorn. This is a pretty long video. And kick back. I'm going to show you how I did this right here. All right, I've got my file loaded up in the Masso. I've set my X, Y, and Z. And we are ready to rock. Rewind. Cycle start. First thing it should do is change bits. If you're new here, or maybe you haven't watched the first part of this video series, the reason I'm running this .02 depth profile, which I do this on just about every carve, it is simply to let me know immediately if there's a problem with the board not being level or if it's not the same thickness throughout. Because if neither of those things are true, it's going to show up on this .02. And you'll see here, it's not touching up there at the top. So that let me know I need to do some shimming before I continue on with this carve. All right. Looking at that .02 profile pass, didn't touch it all up there at the top, or just barely. So let me just rehome, rewind, and I'll take a better look at it, see where I'm at. Yep. Now I know that this board is flat. I know it is. So I'm starting to think I've got an issue with my QCWH board, and I may be real close to just completely getting rid of the damn thing and just mounting my CNC directly to my tabletop. So, but let me shim this top corner up right here, the top right, and we'll run that .02 again and make sure I make contact up there at the top. All right, I shimmed up the top right corner like 3 layers of real thin cardboard, and then I put 1 layer under the top left screw up there. So let's see how much difference that made. Cycle start. Yep. Yep, I think that'll work. We're gonna let it run. Time to go get the 60-degree Ruby Jenny. We'll start on that border. right here where I'm pointing there, that is that 0.05 allowance offset that I talked about in the previous video. That just give me that wiggle room I needed, a little bit of a border there around the border. Just makes it look nice, and it's just a kind of a professional touch there. As we progress through the video, I'm going to keep a reminder on the screen like that to show what depth we're working at. Right now in the texture pocket, we're cutting down to 0.05. Obviously the round part in the center there is the surface of the board, so that is 0 depth. Now I'm carving the ray pockets, and as you can see, I'm carving those down to a depth of 0.1. And what's interesting about this is eventually that 0.1 will be the top surface of those rays. The bottom of the rays will bottom out at 0.15, which is where the dot layer will start. It'll become more clear as we go through. And this is the beginning of the dot layer, and it is being cut at 0.15. This will be the deepest pocket in the entire carve. Eventually, the dots will start at 0.15. Hold up. Yeah. What'd you say, Mom? Okay, bye. Bye. See you later. See you later. If you enjoy these long form videos with lots of details included, let me know that in the comments below. Sometimes I wonder, would y'all like a more condensed version of these things? So kind of let me know what your thoughts are on that. I'd sure appreciate it. Come on. I know y'all are curious about those little knobbies that are sticking out from around the rays there. We're slowly getting rid of those. Each progressive tool path is getting in there a little bit tighter on those. And I think the next time we go around these, it'll be with a 60-degree Jenny. And that really helps knock them down. And then I'll finish it up later on in the car with a 16th inch end mill. So y'all just stay tuned. Watching the way that 60-degree Groovy Jenny is carving those dots is just fascinating to me. I just wouldn't have thought that would have been the process it would have used to get those shapes, but that is so cool. Here I've got all 4 layers on this carve marked there so you can see what's going on. It's really starting to show now from this angle. This is a perfect view of what I was talking about earlier about just chipping away at those knobbies around the rays there. And just as it goes through the process of making these dots, that knocks down some of them, and by the time we're through here, it'll be clean and pretty. I'd like to welcome my newest Patreon Elite member, Mr. Brian Hughes. Brian, thank you so much for your support, brother. I appreciate you. If any of you would like to join Brian on the Elite list on Patreon, simply use the Patreon link in the description below. Well, this can be a learning moment. I got a hard Z-limit alarm, and I'm going to show y'all how to recover from that using the jump to line tool. It's so easy, even a caveman can do it. Alright, you can see the line number we're on. So what we got to do, we're going to use the jump to line feature, but the first thing you have to do to clear that Z alarm is home. Alright, and now all we have to do is jump to line. Jump to line. It's saying start from that line, which that's perfect because that's right where we left off. Now we click start from line, and you'll see it processing the G code to get caught up to where we were at 196.458. And it's going to move the X, Y, and Z separately. And it'll take a press of the run button first. and it just moved the X. And now it's telling us it's going to require multiple cycle start presses to resume the job. Each cycle start press will move an axis as required. It's going to move them one at a time. The final cycle start press will resume the cut. We're going to hit that. Cycle start. It just moved the Y and cycle start, and it's going to pick up right where we left off, which is going back there to change the tool. And it's as simple as that. But I'm not going to let it cut out the profile at the end here, because I want to go back and re-hit that text and make it a little bit deeper there. Yep, this is the Arkansas State Seal. As I'm editing this, I just noticed that I had my start depth set to 0.05 instead of my flat depth. That's why I had some chip out there on those thin areas in that border. Dang it. All right, I'm fixing to pause it as soon as it gets through measuring this bit here. So I can go back into VCarve Pro and reset the depth on some of that text so we can carve that a little deeper. So let me get that done and I'll be right back. This is a toolpath that I added after the fact. So I could go back and hit the edges of those rays one more time. And I'm using that 1/16 inch Inventable skin mill. And that is left over from my VCarve days. Had that for several years and haven't used it in ages. So it was nice to be able to pull that out and dust it off and use it again. I think we're good. Well, I don't know what happened, but somehow or another I lost a lot of footage, and I apologize about that. But so I don't have any footage of me cutting out the sign and uh, applying the coats of shellac. But this is what I was putting on it: bullseye shellac, clear. I put 5 coats of this on the board after I got it cut out. Let that dry, real good in between coats. And then, as you'll see, uh, when I painted it, when I painted the letters, the paint still bled after 5 coats of the shellac. And I don't understand that at all. That just blows me away. So if y'all have any suggestions, experience with mahogany, how to prevent that from happening, be sure and leave that in the comments below. I would really appreciate that. But anyway, the video is going to start back up after I had did a test paint of the badge number, the 4106. And what you're fixing to see is the next day. I let that paint dry overnight, and then the next day I sanded off, the excess, and you'll be able to see what happens from there. So let's get back to the video. Well, I continue to be amazed by how bad mahogany bleeds. This was a test painting I did last night with my little brush here and some acrylic paint I got at Hobby Lobby, because I knew I couldn't spray paint this because I can't have any paint down here in these areas. So I'm only painting the lettering. But look at that bleed though, and that's already been sanded off. I panicked pretty hard when I first put that paint on there and it started bleeding. So this morning I'm trying to find a pointed brush. Maybe I can stay better in the lines, like I was supposed to learn in kindergarten. And we'll see how it goes with the rest of this. But it is what it is. Too late to back up and punt. I got to finish this thing up. So wish me luck. I want to get it in there pretty heavy and hopefully only have to do this once. This is definitely not something my caveman DNA is comfortable with. I'm used to just, hitting stuff with a rock and maybe a dinosaur bone and fixing it. But these fine motor skills, mm-mm-mm. Speaking of cavemen, y'all be sure and check out the Cavemen Club over on Facebook. That's my new group that I've created over there. Y'all can go on there and share pictures of your projects that you've done, something you're proud of, or if you got questions about something, post them over there. I just want it to be a community where we can all kind of share insight and information and ideas. So let's try to make this thing work. The Discord thing did not work. There's just not enough people that are familiar with Discord. So I'm hoping Facebook will be a much better platform to do this on. So y'all be sure and check that out. There'll be a link in the description below. If you find the content I create helpful or entertaining, please consider supporting this channel with a one-time gift or an ongoing channel membership. There are many ways to show your support. Just check the description below for links and info. Alright, it's the moment of truth. Fix to sand it off here. I'm going to be using 180 grit with a very light touch. That area right there I'm kind of worried about. It's in the green. You can see this that I did the test on. I repainted that this morning, which you already know that. That right there. Hoping that comes out. So let's just do it and see how it goes. Let me blow that off, see how it looks. Still have a little bit over here. Not a lot in there. Keep at it. Got to stay off that Arkansas there. It'd be easy to sand through that. Think about got it. As I'm editing this video, I am really liking the way those banners look, that lighter, almost a white color, highlighted from the rest of the badge. They really stand out, and that really looks nice. And I didn't really notice it that much in real time, but now that I look back on it, that looks good. Any of y'all have suggestions on how to do that? I would sure appreciate your comments below. All right, out here in my outdoor painting booth, aka backyard. Yep, that's gonna look nice. Check that out. I'll just keep applying coats on there. There's a little bit of bleed right there. I'm just gonna live with it. But I'll keep applying coats until the part that I sanded starts darkening up. And also leaving it out here in the sun, I believe, will help too, because I had it sitting out on my back of my truck all morning, probably about 6 hours in the full sun. So, and it looked like it darkened up during that time. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, and hopefully by tomorrow I'll be finished. All right, I've got the keyhole slot toolpath loaded up, all 1 inch of it.
That's what she said.
Check this thing.
Michael.
Like a start. It ain't gonna take long. And just like that, it's done. Here's the back side. Got my logo. And we got his information up there. And that's a wrap. That's it for this one, kids. I'm so happy with how that badge turned out. I love doing projects like this that you know are going to mean something to somebody. That plaque will be presented to that officer's family here real soon, and you know, it's a good feeling to me to know that they're going to appreciate that, even though they have no idea who I am. It means a lot to me that I can make a difference for somebody, maybe cheer them up a little bit, and give them something to keep forever. I mean, that will be passed down for generations, no doubt. So uh, it's awesome doing that, and that's just one of the reasons I love doing badges and first responder plaques and badges so much. You know, they're always meaningful. I want to thank y'all for sticking with me through this video. It's a little bit longer than normal, I guess, but man, the type of content that I'm putting out here, the detail on these carves, you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that are better than me at making signs and plaques, but there's not many of them out there that show you everything, and I try to be thorough on that, with the exception this time of the lost footage, which I'll be a long time getting over that. But anyway, it is what it is. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you learned something. Here's my current subscriber count. Thank y'all so much for that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and super thanks is down below and in the description. Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and all kinds of cool stuff. Be sure and check out the Caveman Club on Facebook. That'll be linked below too. So that's it for this one. Thank y'all so much. I'll see you on the next video.